Okay, this is just a latest incarnation of an idea that's been shaping at the Posthuman Lab, where I put emphasis on delivery workers and their relationship to the city and their bodies through technology. And so the latest evolution is the Flaneur-Worker. It was a typo that's now become, I think, a essential component in the phrasing. And then the title of the talk, which I won't really focus on, but it dealt with cognitive mechanics and spatial resemblances or non-resemblances, and it doesn't really, it might still apply. So here I just got a photo from Google. This is a food delivery worker in India for the company Swiggy, and he's on a horse and he became a meme. I'll specify more of the relationship to the horse. You'll see my whole recent talk my equestrian turn. I guess this is the age of the horse. Someone else, I think Sean mentioned the Trojan horse, and well, here, okay. The first thing I want to talk about is the posture of the English writing style, dressage and the micromechanics involved to signal commands, and so this is just like I'm workshopping this idea, and the reason why I'm bringing the horse as like an appendage, like a augmentation of human, to increase speed, when you're on a horse, there's like a fusion, like where your eyes see the horse goes, and so this is only new to me. I started taking lessons in English writing style, and so I'm trying to correct my own posture, even though it may not show here. Okay, so I'll just move on to the next thing, which is, we're all familiar perhaps with the morphing of our bodies based off of habitual use of interface technologies. In this case, these are old. This is nothing new. I think during COVID and lockdowns, these images started circulating social media, and so in earlier stages of this project, I was taking photographs of delivery workers just like on the street, and perhaps the next stage of the project, although people don't like their photograph taken, there's so many times I'm walking around the city or the streets and I see people's necks hunched over either on a subway or just like walking in the middle of the street or standing in the middle of the street. So these are just reminders of the contortions, and this is a prognosis of what the future human may look like. AI model. It's more humorous than anything. When I bring Le Corbusier, my original framing of the delivery worker was pre-COVID, so I was trying to write a thesis on the body in space in urban settings, and one of the warnings, I guess, was just like, not warnings, but I was intrigued by Le Corbusier in this text promoting like an apartment, like the house should be lived in, and so let's stay in our house, let's make it more livable, and so I don't have full information of my findings, but this became like dystopian when we were in lockdown and delivery workers were circulating, the last circulators besides the workers in hospitals or ambulances and such. The new turn, I just started trying to incorporate Paul Virilio and Claude Parent, who were researching oblique function and like the relationship of body within architectural spaces. And so this kind of reconfiguration is something that is the inside of, well, my emphasis on delivery workers is that the delivery worker does not belong to the landlord of the establishment or of the apartment complex. They're kind of ping-ponging around the streets with non-membership, and some of the relationships to desire or foreign desire are involved there, where I don't think I have the time to talk about the displacement of the worker's desire for the sake of the unknown and unknowable other, which is the customer who is depending upon interfaces to fulfill their appetites. You know, I'm mainly focusing on food delivery rather than, you know, like Amazon at the moment, because of hunger, and food is the easiest one. Then I've been thinking about becoming interface, and I took a workshop with Bogna Kunwa, who's at NYU Shanghai, and she was talking about stigmatas, and the cybernetic stigmata would be the microchip, a near field communication things. I met someone who exchanged her contact details with me, and I had to download an app, a near field communication reader on my Apples to read her Android friendly microchip, and so I would counterposition this with the contact-free delivery option that most delivery, well, not most, but a lot of the, like DoorDash, Uber Eats, every country has their own brand. But as far as like contact-free payment, where the delivery worker just drops off, and takes a photo, there's that return of surveillance imagery. The consumer is able to get the GPS location of their assigned agent, their assigned delivery worker, and so there is a vicarious substitution of acting out one's actual things. Okay, acting out one's the process to satisfy an appetite. There's a new movie that just came out this year called Piaf, and it does deal with English. It's a commercial for antidepressant, and the video is a horse performing dressage maneuver, which is called Piaf, where the horse is basically just dancing in place. And this is controlled with micro gestures from a stable postured rider. And the movie is kind of body horror, but there's no horror because she kind of embraces becoming horse. She starts growing a tail throughout the movie as she's producing a soundtrack for this antidepressant commercial. And where does this all lead me to? It leads me to the cybernetic couch, and hopefully this sort of displacement of body with interface. I think I'm ultimately being critical of it, but also it could be practical as far as now that we're in a Zoom-based world, especially even now that I'm talking to you via Zoom. In the end, in the electric dream couch, the unconscious of the machine versus the unconscious of the streets, these all inform our behavior, and so I haven't really formalized a conclusion. This is still a work in progress, but it does deal something with like the I guess the geometry of the body in technical space of either urban or meta urban locations. I guess that's all for now.